Dunedin, described as an endearing city of fine unspoiled Edwardian and Victorian architecture, an acknowledged home for learning, heritage, arts and culture in New Zealand. But to gravel rally buffs, it's important for another reason. If Dunedin is considered one of the world's great small cities, then it's host to one of the great gravel rallies of the world. Welcome to the Stadium Cars International Classic Rally of Otago. Over the past couple of decades, it's attracted some global rally sensations. Jimmy McRae, Didier Auriol, Stig Bloomfist, Juha Kankinen and Michel Mouton, to name a few. This year, the Classic has attracted another couple of high-profile names. Former British rally champion Alistair McRae returns, as does NZ's own WRC hero Hayden Paddon. They join a regular handful of top-notch Classic competitors. But this story is not just about the front-runners. There are a raft of drivers and cars in the 2015 Classic, all with their own tale to tell. Local rally driver Mark Lawton swapped his driving gloves for a microphone to bring you some of their stories.
Alistair McRae, we're at the start of the Otago rally in the Octagon. You were here a few years ago, but you come back this year with your own car. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I was here in 2009 and we were leading the rally when the engine went, and then the organisers in Dunedin, they've kind of put a deal together, got me down with my own car, which has only done one event. It's a Group 4 Escort, and really looking forward to the event. It's fantastic roads, a great event, and just looking forward to getting out there. Obviously Hayden's doing a lot of mileage at the moment. He's going very well in the WRC. He's shown some great speed, but there's also a lot of other New Zealand drivers that will go quick as well. So I think tomorrow morning it's quite a long stage to start. We'll see if we can get a good rhythm going and push as hard as we feel we can.
Hayden Paddon, we'll just interrupt you while you're signing some posters here. Great to have you at the Otago Rally. You're on a World Rally program. What makes you come to Otago or want to come to Otago?
For me, it's one of the most enjoyable rallies in the world and some of the best roads as well. And I guess it's the closest I get to home as well. And to come and drive a BDA is a lot of pleasure. So really looking forward to this weekend.
So you talk about driving a BDA, quite different from what you drive in your everyday job. What sort of things do you have to think about when you jump into a BDA?
It probably couldn't be more contrasting, to be honest, but I think when you come back to a classic car, it seems like it's in slow motion to what we're used to, but it's almost a bit like a jet boat as well. You got to steer it on the throttle, so lots of sideways, looking out the side windows, and it's the way rallying should be.
Derek, you're what we call our local hope this year. Have you got a game plan?
Yeah, I think I said in the paper to brake later and accelerate earlier.
And so you're going to stick to that? We'll be watching tomorrow, you realise?
Oh, I'm going to try my best, Lordy, but look, it's a great event, really enjoy it. Some good competition this year, and if we put a new engine in the car and gearbox, so I'm really looking forward to giving it a good thrashing.
Marcus Van Klink, you're the first non-Ford Escort on the road. What's in store for you this weekend?
I think we'll give it a good crack, I reckon. It's the best looking car, obviously, so we'll see how stage 1 and 2 go, and then we'll play it. Well, it's a long rally, and history goes to you've got to be there on the last day, so I'm planning to be there or thereabouts.
So there we go. The car's about to get underway as they go over the start ramp behind me very shortly, but of course tomorrow is where it all starts, when they get out on the gravel. Good morning, girls.
Good morning, Mark. Deborah
and Heather. Now, you guys are the only all-girl team in the Classic Rally, and you've got an iconic car here. Tell us about the car.
It's a wee 2-litre turbo Starion motor in it. We've got a nice wee dog box now, and it's really set up nicely at the moment.
You're seated in the top 10. Do you have a plan for today?
I guess you really got to start off quite fast, otherwise you get left behind. We'll just keep it on those grippy lines and laugh and giggle like we normally do.
Heather, you sort of keep everything together in the passenger seat, don't you?
Yeah, I try and tell her where to go. It's the only time she listens to me, so but it's cool what's written down, and we've been through on Recce and checked our notes, so they're looking good.
That's the girls.
10 straight years in the Otago Classic Rally, and Peter, you're a great campaigner. You've got the trusty Toyota Starlet here. In for a good day?
Well, I hope so, yeah. It's been good to us every other year, so I don't see why it should be any different.
And I think it's fantastic. Husband and wife rallying, take the wife out there. Does she tell you where to go?
Oh, always, but it's great when both get involved because it's quite a selfish sport if only the husband's doing it. I think when you're both involved, she realises the costs are involved, and she never queries when I need some money to spend on the car. There's no hesitation to just get spent.
And obviously a lot of trust in the relationship. Cherie, you enjoy sitting in the passenger seat?
Absolutely, yeah, it's a pleasure to sit beside him. It's the only time he does listen to me.
Departing the Scenic Circle Hotel, special stage 1 is 70 kilometres to the north of Dunedin, but Jeff Judd never makes it.
Jeff, we're heading out to the first stage. Here you are on the side of the road.
I thought the distributor cat was just slightly skew-off coming out of Hampton, and then Smithy found some plug leads he didn't think were right, so I don't know. We got it going right for 800 metres and now it's gone flat again. So,
how many stages have you done?
0, thank you.
Stages of the day, and clearly there's been a lot of commitment from the drivers, but have a look at the sort of commitment these spectators are putting in. The road's nearly blocked out here and there's lots and lots of spectators, plenty of commitment to get to actually see the cars. Drama this morning in the first 4 stages. Derek Asen with a blown engine just 9 kilometres into the first stage.
Yeah, no problems at all with the car. Just had near the end of the long one there, we caught the car in front, and then just an uphill hairpin, got a bit sideways, and naturally coming from four-wheel drive, I thought I'll just keep it pinned and it would come out, but no, just keep going around.
Number 7, Andy Martin. You've been following a bit close.
Yeah, unfortunately in that stage we caught up to the car in front of us, and one of our Aussie brothers, and he couldn't see us behind him clearly, wouldn't pull over, so when he dropped the clutch it smashed the windscreen, and he pulled over about 100 metres up the road and we kept going without a windscreen, so it's pretty unfortunate.
So you got the crew working furiously there. You'll be right to get out to stage 5?
Yeah, we've got a spare window there, so other than this the car's going really well, and we're enjoying the rally so far.
Pretty special car you've got here. It's a V8.
Yeah, it's a 5-litre V8 and an old 74 Capri. We usually have a few V8s, but this year I'm the only one.
And you've got young Nikita in the passenger seat again. I think this is her 3rd year, and I see she's going through pace notes there. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's her 2nd year on notes and 3rd time she's done the rally. So she did it blind the first time, and then we started teaching her notes at a few hill climbs and rally sprints, and did notes last year, and she's done an amazingly good job.
So Craig, from Balclutha, normally a co-driver in the Otago Rally. Is this your first Otago Rally as a driver?
Yes, this is my first go as a driver.
You've got young Daniel Mills in the passenger seat. His father's pretty well known around these parts. Is this his first go co-driving?
No, this is his 4th go at co-driving for me. We've done 3 Catlins rallies, but this is his first time with the Otago Rally and first time on notes.
Well, he hasn't got you lost yet today?
Only once. He's got me lost on the touring stage. So there's a couple of words said, but hey, he's only young and we're all learning, and it's just all part of the game.
One of the interesting things about the Otago Rally is not only all the New Zealanders that do it, but there's a whole lot of Australians that come over every year. It's almost like something they must tick off their bucket list. I've got with me here Bernie, and how come you're here?
Well, I think you nailed it, actually. I've been across here and spectated a few times in the past, and I've also come here to help service a couple of other Aussies that have been here in the past, and I thought, well, it's probably my turn, so yeah, I'm here this year having a go at it.
Now, the car you've got here, Bernie, is an Isuzu Gemini. It's actually a New Zealand car.
That's correct, yeah. It was originally Malcolm Budd's car, and last year a mate of mine, Peter Light, done a deal with Malcolm to run the car. and then Peter's kindly offered me the opportunity to have a go in the car as well, so here I am.
It's been a classic day at the Classic Rally of Otago. Just one more gravel stage this afternoon before they head into the all-important super special stage. Spencer, you've had a hell of a day really. You were quite firmly within the top 10. We get to the end of the day and what's the problem now?
Yeah, we noticed some noises in the diff on the transport stage back this afternoon, so after some exploratory service we've found some teeth missing off the crown wheel, so it's early drinks for us. Oh, the roads are fantastic. Driver's roads, like there was no let up, there was no rest, it was fantastic. The roads are awesome.
You've rallied all around the world and here you are in Otago on day 2. How do you rate Otago Rally?
Yeah, Otago Rally, I've done it before. It's probably one of the best rallies around, especially with the roads. A bit drier this year than you would normally expect down here, but really enjoying it. Great roads and good fun. The car's gone really well. It's obviously it's a full Group 4 spec S-Score as they run back in the late 70s, 80s. BDG engine, Atlas axle, Proflex suspension on it, but non-adjustable. They're classic stuff, and really good car, great fun to drive.
Today's roads are quite different to yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. It's more on the Shire side and very fast and flowing. Some of them really quick and a lot over crest, turning over crest. Probably a little bit Finland in places, so difficult to make notes for, and obviously you've got to be committed on these roads.
Brian, you had a bit of an off in stage 6 yesterday. Tell us what happened.
It was a bit of a shame, really. We probably got the wrong pace note, I think. I didn't quite get it right in the recce, so I was doing what I was told to do, but what I was told to do was wrong. So, bit of a spill.
You weren't able to finish the day, but you got the car back here for day 2. Doesn't look like it was too badly damaged.
No, we were pretty lucky, really. It was a bit of a crash, so got away with it.
We had a few problems getting through the last few stages. The steering column collapsed and we had a steering wheel that was doing this, and then we blew the gearbox in the last stage. So we put a road car gearbox in it, no limited slip diff. It's good for about 180 mile an hour on top, so it's going to be, I don't know, it'll slow us down or speed us up, we'll see. It's going to be great.
You've previously been seeded number 1 in the Otago Rally many years ago. What year was that?
Yeah, I think that was 1976, which says a lot, really. I shouldn't be here.
Oh, you should, and we love having you as part of the rally. So back in those days, you were a regular campaigner in the National Championship. What sort of car?
RX3s. I competed in the 76 International in an RX3, and we were fortunate enough to get 8th overall, so I was pretty happy with that.
This is your first rally in the Ford Escort. You've purchased it from Andy. It's previously got 3rd in this event. There's many of them in the field. There's obviously a reason why everybody chooses them.
Yeah, I'm finding it a challenge, actually. I'm noticing it's so much heavier and it doesn't react as quickly in corners. I mean, it's sort of a technical thing, and it's also my ability to adapt to it, and I'm actually not as happy with it as I'd hoped I would, but it's not the car's fault. This car's got 3rd in this event, and so I'll blame me at this stage.
Well, Marcus, the sticker says it all, eh? The Group B days. What's so special about this car?
Well, we built it up as a new shell, basically just that Mazda used to run back in the early 80s, and it's as good as we get to what they were. So, yeah, it's just got the body kit from the Group B era and it runs the same sort of engine, 13B peripheral port, 300 horsepower.
So it's a full replica of the original Group B Mazdas they used to run?
Yes, as good as we could build one in New Zealand, so it's pretty much as close as we can get, and yeah, it's going really well. We had trying moments yesterday with our brakes, and but we're up to second now because McRae's had a puncture, so yeah, I think we're in a good position, for a podium, providing, it's a long rally still to go.
Great, you've had a good weekend, you're running 5th overall. Lots of you Australians seem to come over and do the Otago Rally. Can you tell us what the attraction is?
Oh, it's just a class rally. It's just, look at the opposition you've got, the field is fantastic, and the event, the roads, just awesome. And don't forget I'm a Kiwi too, so.
And the car, the BDA Escort, you lease that car over here. Tell us about the car.
Steve Buse's car from Pumside. Yeah, it's an RS 1800. It's very similar to my car in Australia. I know Dean pretty well, so he looks after me. It's great. Just really love it.
It makes it an easy way to go rallying. I guess the car can be prepared, you turn up and it's ready to go and you jump in and drive.
Oh, definitely it helps doing it here because there's a fair logistic battle to bring it from Australia in container, spares, plus your service crew. So that's, it's a big ask to do that.
So I guess you would say the hard part of the rally's over and done with now with the long stage. How are you going to play it for the rest of the afternoon?
Oh, I think if you say I'm coming 5th, I'm happy. More, if I thought I could ever finish in the top 10, I'd be wrapped. So I'm just happy. It's fantastic. So take it easy, I think.
Well, Hayden setting some impressive times this morning, and you're actually now just 1 second off the overall lead of the Otago Rally.
We're just doing the same things as what we were yesterday, just driving our own rally and enjoying it, and probably, if anything, just trying to drive it a bit straighter and a bit smoother today. I think that's probably the best way to get the fastest time, so it's good, but obviously a long way to go. The long ferocious stage will be a bit of a sting in the tail, so we need to keep a clean pair of heels.
I see the service crew here working on the car. It's a lot of work, keeping these older cars going, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they are a bit more basic, I guess. There's not too much to them, but they obviously do need a bit of maintenance and keep an eye on things. So, the guys have been doing an amazing job last couple of days, and these are the guys that are always with me working, best mates, and they can put a lot of passion into it.
Can you tell us about these WRC cars and the difference?
It's a different kettle of fish. There's absolutely no comparison to this sort of car. But the Hyundai's just an amazing car to drive, and to be part of a factory team's a dream come true. And when you're in those cars, they do absolutely everything you want as a driver. The team's working tirelessly to be able to be winning. So to be in that environment's great, but obviously there's a lot of pressure to perform as well.
John Kennard, what a ride you're having.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty special. It's the beginning of our 10th year together, so I think he's out there trying to perform just for that.
But sitting in this Escort must be quite different to what you do every day.
Yeah, it's vastly different than the World Rally Car. I thought it was going to be more different. In the past, when you come back to New Zealand after you've been somewhere in your really tight, twisty stages, you come back here and you physically have to stop yourself from reading the next note like that. But now we're going quick enough that you do have to read notes fairly quickly as well.
Is he scaring you at all?
No, it's all pretty good. It was under control most of the time. There's odd times where we have missed gears and things and end up sort of sledging into corners in neutral. But other than that, it was good.
While not competing in the Classic division, there was another team here with WRC experience.
Ken Block, what brings you to the Otago Rally?
Well, I first did this rally back in 2007. It was only my 3rd year racing, and I had a deal to come down here and race part of the championship. And I knew how amazing these roads looked on camera, so I wanted to come down and visit them myself. So I did 4 events that year, and it was a really big learning experience. But I enjoyed this event when I'd come down here, but I ended up crashing out before the end. So I wanted to come back and try and finish it.
Well, tell us about the car.
Well, this was the first car that we built with M Sport to race Gymkhana, Rallycross, and Stage Rally. And it's built as far as Stage Rally to fit into the U.S. regulations, which is a 2-liter turbocharged engine. So it's a WRC car that they build from M Sport, but we adjusted it to do all these other different things. So it's worked quite well as a Gymkhana car. It did Gymkhana 4. It's done a bunch of Gymkhana demos around the world. Raced Rallycross for 1 season, and now we just use it mainly to do stage rallies wherever we can around the world.
Have we delivered with the roads at Otago Rally this year?
Yeah, definitely. There's a couple rougher roads in here that aren't really my preference, but a couple of the roads are some of the best in the world, including the Gorge Road that we did this morning. It's one of my favorite roads anywhere, so really enjoying it as much as I possibly can.
Ken wasn't on his own enjoying the final stages of the 2015 Otago Classic. Expat Kiwi Grant Walker came from Melbourne and delivered a top 5 finish. Local Regan Ross, who regularly features in top 3 battles, had to settle for 4th on this outing. Marcus van Klink grabbed 3rd place and importantly maximum points in the National Classic Championship. And in his second attempt, the best the Aussie-based Scotsman Alistair McRae could muster was 2nd. But in light of the competition, it's hardly surprising that Kiwi sensation who's reviving New Zealand's interest on the World Rally stage had left his mark.
Well, this truly has been a classic at the Otago Classic Rally. Not only has Hayden Paddon won the rally by some 11 minutes, we've really witnessed something here because he's also won the national round by 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bonus. Obviously, we never came here to do that, but it's great for Tony and the team for allowing me to drive the car. But obviously, we had to push a little bit in the last couple of stages. The deficit was getting to a point where it was achievable, but never come here this weekend to push hard. But we had to try a little bit in the last couple, and it worked out.